Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Jangan buat gitu! Laknat orang kafir dah kaki tangan dia. Aku laknat orang kafir dah kaki tangan dia. Aku laknat orang kafir.
Hello, film friends! Welcome back to the Atreides Data Center channel. Today, we will discuss the scary and touching horror film, The Cursed Land, which released in 2024. Prepare your guts, because this film will take us into the world of mystical creatures and deadly curses. Keep watching until the end. The Cursed Land, 2024, is a supernatural horror film from Thailand that focuses on local beliefs, social tensions, and mystical elements. The story focuses on a widower named Mit, who, with his daughter May, moves to an old house in a Muslim-majority area on the outskirts of Bangkok after losing his wife in a car accident. The idea to move house came from the boss where Mit worked. His boss insisted that Mit move to that location because the house was close to his place of work. Upon arrival at the empty old house, Mit was greeted by his co-workers who had already prepared various necessities. And he urges you never to throw away any objects from this house. It was a mandate from the person who previously lived in the house. He also advised against letting Emmett pet dog leave the house, because the majority of the population of this village is Muslim. They don't really like dogs wandering around their village. Mit's carelessness towards the ancient artifacts in the house triggers the emergence of an evil force that threatens them. The next day, May met Ya. This friendly Muslim woman bought May bread, and they chatted as they walked to get to know each other. May asked if there were only a few non-Muslims here. Ya answered, Nongchok is indeed called the Muslim city of Bangkok, so the majority of the population here is Muslim. Even though there are a majority, there are also those from other religions, such as Buddhism, and there are also temples here. They live in peace. Initially, Mit tried to adapt to local communities who had different beliefs and traditions. However, a series of strange events began to occur in their house, one of which was that their beloved dog suddenly died. Mit suspects that his dog was poisoned by one of the local residents. There are also mysterious voices and shadows that move by themselves. Tensions rise. And indeed, since Mit's family moved into the house, there has been a man who seems to be observing them. The man was a Muslim named Him. When Mit was burying his dog, one of the residents came to meet. He is a neighbor across from Mit's house named Marn. He says his wife is cooking curry and wants to share her cooking with Mai T's family. Muslims are famous for their hospitality. Marn said to Mit, if you've just moved house, it's better to hold a protection ceremony. He can help you call the Muslim priest to do it. But Mit was reluctant to do it and turned to ask, do the people here hate dogs? Marn answered, no. There are also dogs roaming here, and they let them be. Without saying thank you for the curry that Marn brought, Mit immediately continued his activities, burying his pet dog who died mysteriously. Then Mite went into the house and threw the curry Marn gave him into the trash. May saw his father's actions and asked why he did that. Mit answered, Mit doesn't like him and doesn't like his new environment. In the evening, Mit's sister-in-law came to visit. He explained that the house of his sister, Mit's deceased wife, belonged to Mit's family. However, the land still belongs to Mit's parent-in-laws. His parents wanted to sell the land. A family conflict over Mit's family house ensued, and there was no solution to this problem. When Mit's sister-in-law came home, Mit caught Him doing something in front of his house. Mit found some kind of black charcoal writing and erased it. The next day, Mit saw Him at the coffee shop and caught him. Mit asked what Him was doing in front of his house last night. Him answered he wrote prayer. He explained that the land where the Mitt family lived was cursed land, and the mystical object that was supposed to be in the house had disappeared. Mitt doesn't believe Heem's nonsense. They fight, but Marn broke it up. Marn explains, don't listen to Heem's ramblings. Heem is a person who practiced black magic when he was in southern Thailand, but his black magic backfired on him. Then, Mitt left the coffee shop. The next day, May told her father that Bang Yub, the owner of coffee shop, invited Mitt's family to attend his son's circumcision event. Mitt asked, how come May already have a lot of friends here? Mitt explains that we don't need to be friendly towards them. Our dogs were poisoned, and one of them wrote a curse on the front of our house. Mitt, who was initially reluctant because he didn't really like the Muslim environment, finally Mitt accepted May's invitation. At first, Mitt chatted with other people normally. But suddenly, he had hallucinations. Because he felt uncomfortable, Mitt decided to go home, along with May. The scene shifts to Heem's figure. It turns out that Heem is allegedly one or former of the separatist rebels in southern Thailand. This is where he studied the practice of black magic. One night, Mitt called May and explained that Mitt had overtime so he couldn't go home early. Initially, this telephone conversation proceeded normally, but suddenly the sound on the phone changed as if May was asking for help. His father, without thinking, went straight home. Before entering the house, Mitt saw May going to the canal. While in the canal, Mitt met 4 figures wearing black mukenas without faces. Mitt was shocked, screamed, and fell into the river. May help him. May suggested that this house be blessed because there were many strange events in this house. The next day, Mitt asked the Brahmin for help to build a small temple in his yard. In the process, the Brahmin finds a mysterious dagger. The Brahmin insists on throwing it away, but May remembers Heem's words. Do not throw any objects from that location. May is chatting with Ya. Here it says that one of the families who own the house where the Emmett family lives died. That night, someone hanged themselves from a tree. Local residents began to panic. Ya suggests that May come to Heem to ask for help because her father is sick. May said her father felt that Heem had sent a curse on him. Heem insists that he didn't do that. Heem says, "Why would I do that?" May replied, "Maybe because you hate infidels." Heem laughed. That's a ridiculous thing because his wife is Buddhist. He is not a racist person. Heem indeed came to the front of Mitt's house that night and wrote a prayer of protection on the gate of his house, but Mitt erased it. Heem suggested that Mitt move from the house because the evil forces in that area of the house were very strong. Moving house is not possible because Mite's in-laws have sold the land. Then, Heem invites Mitt to go to southern Thailand to meet Zainab, Heem's teacher. At first, Mitt was reluctant to follow Heem's advice because according to him in southern Thailand, if we don't die by ghosts, we will die by bombs. On that trip, Heem explained that genies were living creatures that were different from humans and demons. There are evil genies and there are good ones. They are also called house spirits. There are also genies who are Muslims and there are those who are evil genies. Good genies help humans look after their homes. Evil genies, working together with demons to harass humans, especially humans whose minds are weak. But Mitt didn't take Heem's explanation seriously. Instead, he mocked him. So ghosts also have religion? I thought only humans would kill because of religion. Can ghosts do that too?
เท่าตัวเป็นเพราะอะไร
Upon arrival in southern Thailand, you often see unpleasant views from local residents.
นี่นะ
The journey continued on foot. With great difficulty, they finally managed to meet Heem's teacher, Zainab. Zainab realizes that the land is cursed by an evil entity, the result of past conflict between the local community and a Muslim group that practices black magic. Some of them are named Kadir and Mud.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم السماوات ولا يؤود Nate ditakoni.
Oi molek kau deh. Aku royak dah.
Aku nampak dia. Mungkin curi senak-senak dia minta arak di demo tu.
Jauh lesak dengan agama. Pasal ni ada marah lagi kau.
Nate ni.
Long story short, Kadir was punished by his employer for wanting to rebel.
Kau deh. Kelek mari.
Before being beheaded by his master, Kadir uttered a curse spell which contained, "I curse the land of the infidels and their followers," and it was amened by the entity who heard it. Seeing his colleague being executed by his master, Mud also fought against his master. The master and his troops died, and the master's house was taken over by the Mud group. This house is now lived in by the Emmett family.
เขายึดบ้านหลังนั้นแต่ไม่กี่วันทหารก็กลับ
With Zainab's help, he tried to carry out an exorcism ritual. The genies attached to the Emmett was successfully expelled. But the work doesn't finish here. Zainab had to purify her land too. But the entity is too powerful. The climax of the story shows the final ritual, which combines Islamic traditions and local culture. The film ends with Zainab succeeding in stopping the curse.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم
Meat finally learned the importance of respecting traditions and cultural heritage. The ambiguous ending leaves the audience to ponder the film's message about cultural harmony, redemption, and humanity's connection to the spiritual world. Personal review. This film features strong visual elements with a tense atmosphere and a narrative full of cultural symbolism. Even though there was criticism of the story's slow pacing at the beginning, the mystical and cultural elements raised make The Cursed Land a unique and meaningful horror experience. The focus on the integration of Muslim culture in Thailand is a unique element rarely seen in the country's horror films. The exorcism ritual in the film is adapted from real Islamic prayers. The film also deserves praise for its sensitive approach to different cultural and religious issues. The film also highlights that southern Thailand is often associated with black magic due to local culture and traditions rich in folklore, myths, and beliefs in magic. The region also has a history that includes the influence of various beliefs, including animism, Islam, and Buddhism, which often blend into spiritual practices. Several stories about bomos, shamans, and magical rituals emerge from this area, reflecting a belief in supernatural powers for healing or curses. However, not all people in southern Thailand practice or believe in black magic. These are often more stereotypical or part of folklore. And although only skin deep, this film also highlights the conflict in southern Thailand. The region has experienced armed conflict lasting for decades. The region, which includes the provinces of Pattani, Yala, and Narathiwat, has a majority Malay Muslim population and a long history of tension with Thailand's Buddhist majority central government. In your opinion, how does this film end? What do you think about the story and its moral message? Write in the comments, okay? See you in the next video.